Hi guys, Kim here. Welcome to Backyard Balloons. In today's video, we are going to dream a little bit. Do you hear the bird behind me just singing me a song? Such a blessing to have all the birds around us right now. I just love the sound. Well, anyways, it is winter time, and I'm looking at the forecast in the next couple of days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know how I'm going to get out here and even do a video, because today's was nice and it was like 56, but starting tomorrow and for the next week and a half, it's going to be really cold. And I'm sure most of you guys are getting that Arctic freeze as well, and even like way worse than me with snow and ice. At least I don't have the snow and ice. I just have to worry about being cold. So anyways, this is a very perfect time to dream about what you're going to do in your garden. And like, I don't know about you guys, but I sit there and I dream all the time, like in my sleep, and then every time I pull up a Proven Winners. Of course, you know what I love, and I love it for a reason. I love my Proven Winners annuals and shrubs and perennials. I love everything Proven Winners because like I can like look at that plant and I know that it's going to do good in my garden. And when stuff does do good in your garden year after year, that's what you want to like go to. So I fell in love with my Proven Winners from Laura with a garden answer, and then I found Jenny with Creekside, where I can go and buy every single annual that I want. So of course I'm like dreaming about it right now. So I am going to go over what I'm going to do in my very front garden, and I've decided that I'm going to do all white petunias at the very front because I have this gorgeous hedge of boxwoods just like you see behind me in the video. I have that in my front garden too, and I think that all white petunias looks gorgeous with that green. So I'm going to do the white petunias in the very front, and then I'm going to show you exactly what plant, and then I've got 5 containers. I believe I have 5 containers that I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm going to put in those containers. And then I have planned out what I'm going to do on the west side garden as well, and I'm going to go over what I'm going to do there with my big swoop of color anyways. I really have no idea what I'm going to do, and I've got myself in trouble again because I've got so many dahlias coming. I'm going to start a seed starting setup in my house where I can start seeds this year. So I'm gonna like kind of play around with that a little bit. That'll be my first time. I've done winter sowing before, but I decided not to do that this year. And actually I have such a long growing season that I can actually plant seeds directly. But I'm a little bit fed up because in that raised bed garden, like I'll go, and I know that I plant too many, but not all of them are germinating anyways. So my zinnias come up really good from seed. My sunflowers do as well. What else do I know that? I know the basil came up really good. Of course, my tomatoes did really good last year. Cosmos, I can direct seed and it come up no problem. But I've got lots of different things that I want to try my hand with, and I want to make some beautiful bouquets. I made some gorgeous bouquets in the past, but I'm just trying to experiment a little bit more this year. So I've got that going, and so I'm gonna have to find somewhere to put all these dahlias that I got. And I bought some extra perennials, begonias, and I'll go over like all of those plants that I actually bought and what website and what I'm looking forward to this year. But a lot of the things that I'm really dreaming about are all my annuals that I'm going to get lots and lots of color from. So I know that it's like, as far as income wise, if you're on a budget, that buying perennials are a good way to go. And then you can like actually give it a couple of years and you can divide them like I just did in this video, like this past Tuesday. So if you haven't watched that video, make sure you look at that video because I replanted some stuff that I didn't like in the garden. And that's another thing, if you don't like your garden, just go ahead and change it up. It's like, it's fine to change up your garden. And I divided perennials, and then instead of 3 that I had to plant, I had to plant 7. But anyways, or you can give stuff away too if some of your perennials are gotten too big and they're not flowering well, or if you, like I said, if you don't like something that's in a certain space and you want to put it somewhere different, like this is the perfect time, as long as your ground's not frozen. Now after this week my ground might be frozen, so I might have been glad that I went ahead and did that, but I still have some perennials that I need to move around. I got a peony that does not bloom very well, and I know that it's too deep. Even though I knew not to plant it too deep, I still think I planted it too deep. So I need to move that peony. And then there's a pentasynum over there that I've never seen bloom, and it's been in the ground for 4 years, y'all. 4 years. So I get foliage but never any bloom, so I just think it's not happy in that space. I know that it doesn't get enough sun, and that's one of the things that I battle with, because my garden's starting to get 5 years old now, and everything pretty much has its space except for that new garden on the west side garden, and then all the areas that I leave for my annuals, which I absolutely still love because I love color. Love color. And like I said, that's where you're going to get most of your color from April all the way till frost, which would be November for me. Is most of that color is going to come from my annuals, and I just love that big swoop of mass planting. It's just I can't even tell you what it does to my heart. And then like everybody that comes by, they just like love it too. So anyways, I'm going to share what my ideas are for this year, and I hope that I stick to it, because I'm frankly kind of tired of thinking about what I'm going to do. So I've got lots of ideas for the west side, the front side, the skinny side, and then I have a basic idea what I'm going to do in these concrete containers. And then the only thing I still need to figure out is what I'm going to put in my Galloway urn and some hanging baskets. So come along with me and let's dream about summer. And then I'm going to share with you the last couple of years of all the different types of petunias that I did in the gardens over the last 4 years. So come along, guys, and dream with me. So on this skinny side garden that I have right here, so right now I have lots of gorgeous pansies in there and lots of tulips. But come April, like the end of April, then I'm going to start putting in my big swoop of annuals. So I thought in this area right here, once these pansies are done, which they do not like our heat, and it will get hot here early on, like I'm going to say April or May, it's going to be in the 80s, and they do not like the heat, the 80, 90 degree weather. So I'll pull those out, and then of course I'll pull up all of my tulips as well. And I think I'm going to do here a big swoop of white little flowers that are very new this year, and they're called Campfire. And they're like a small white flower, and I'm going to put everything up on the screen for you guys too. They're a small white flower with a yellow center. And then since I'm doing my color scheme in the very front garden, then I'm going to do a Surefire begonia, which did really well in this garden here last year, and I'll show pictures up of it. So last year I did Blue My Mind Evolvulus in this area and the Surefire begonias. So I had blue and red. So it'd been cool if I did blue, red, and white, right? But I didn't even think about it when I was purchasing those. So anyways, look at this camellia. Look how pretty. So anyways, I think that's what I'm going to do. And instead of doing the red this year, I'm going to get some type of lilac color to bring in that really like jazzberry color that I'm going to do in the very front, or a lilac color. So just to kind of like blend all the colors together. So I'll show you some of the colors that I'm kind of thinking in my mind that I think would be pretty. So that's what I'm going to do here in this west side garden. And of course I'm going to do the whole swoop all the way down on both sides of the garden here. And then I'll have the boxwoods. And I like layers of 3. And then of course I'm going to get everything with different textures as well. And I think I'm going to leave this hellebore here, and I may divide that, and I may get some more hellebores, because I am really liking this color against the boxwoods too. So that is what I'm dreaming about on this skinny side garden. I'm trying to show you how beautiful this bloom is, but I'm losing some of my light, my natural sunlight. But this is white by the gate, and it's a camellia. So pretty. So now I'm in my very front yard of my landscape, and then I've got these real pretty purpley denim blue pansies right here that I have in the very front, and of course I've got tulips there as well. But this right here is where I've been putting all my swoops of different colored petunias year after year. So the very first year I've done that, and I think I have 4 seasons now that I could share with you of different types of petunias that I put here in the very front. And they've all been proven winners, and they have never disappointed me. And another good thing about these super petunias, these from proven winners, is that you don't have to deadhead them. So that's another great feature for them. So right here in the very front, I'm going to do nothing but the Mini Vista white. And I'll throw pictures up, and I'm going to have nothing but just the white. And I'll probably put 2 flats in here with 2 different rows. And then in between the flats, I might put maybe 4 or 5 of the new Super Vina cashmere that's coming out, and it's a really light pink. So if you can envision just a big swoop of white with just a few little pink in there is what that's going to look like. All right, now I was on the Proven Winners website, and then as soon as I saw the pictures of the Jazzberry combination and the new Hoopla, it's called Hoopla, it's a new petunia, I'm going to share it with you. Well, anyways, I just knew that I was going to be able to put those in here. So there was like 3 different combinations, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that is it. So I'm going to share what I'm going to put in this container right here, in this container. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I got another one up on the porch. So I have 5 containers that I'm going to use a combination of the Jazzberry, which is the new annual for this year. And then 2 years ago I did the Jazzberry here. So I'm going to show what the Jazzberry looked like. And then we've got a new plant that's coming out this year called the Angel Wing, and that's going to be my thriller. And then we're going to put Jazzberry super petunias in here, and then we're going to put some snow white flowers in there that are called the Euphorbia, and the new Hoopla, the Vivid Hoopla, and there was another flower too. I don't have my list right here in front of me. And then of course my 3-tiered, I'm going to still use my Sun Patience, but I'm going to do the white Sun Patience, and then I'm going to choose a lilac color that goes with that Jazzberry color. And then on the side, my little skinny side over there by the 3-tiered, I haven't figured that out yet. I might do that Vivid color, the Vivid Hoopla color. Now this is the West Side garden. This is the new garden that I did this year. Look, this thing is done got crooked. I don't know why. I think there's some flowers growing up in it, some bulbs. Maybe that's why it got all crooked. I'm gonna have to fix that. Well, anyways, this is my new West Side garden, and on this side where I've got this swoop of petunias here, these rose petunias, they're not petunias, they're pansies. These pansies that I have right here, I'm going to do the new super petunia that's called Saffron Finch, and it's yellow, and it is a lovely cherry yellow color. It's just absolutely beautiful. And then so that's going to go all the way down, and then I think I'm going to pair that with the new Super Vina cashmere pink. So can you see a big swoop all the way down? And I'll probably have to put 3 flats, maybe 3 flats of each in there. So we'll see, because that's a good size. I'm thinking that is maybe 40 feet of garden, I believe. I don't remember. So anyways, that is what I'm dreaming about in here. And then of course, I still have a couple annuals that are growing. I have some of the oh, I cannot think of the name. It's a salvia that did really, really good. That's still growing in here. And then I can put some of my dahlias in here as well if I don't have room. And I've got some new perennials that I have. Some new agastache that I got on my seed list and plant list. So I'm pretty excited about all that. Sasha's looking at me and she's like, what are you doing? Can you see her over there peeking out? It's like, where can you find Sasha at? And then of course I have this pot right here that I'm going to share with you, the combination, and I'll throw up the names of all the flowers that I'm going to do in this area. This is my concrete containers in the cottage garden, and I like to do all 3 containers very similar or about the same. I like to reserve this container for my hummingbirds, and I like to fill it with this Vermillionaire. I usually use 2 or 3 of these plants. This is a picture of what I did in the last summer. I super love the yellow super bells in there. I love yellow in the garden. And then just panning across the cottage garden here, and I got a couple of pictures of what it looked like in the summertime. This is early on in the summer where all of my Walker Low was growing, and then another picture where my Echinacea was growing. It just makes me long for summer. And then this area right here, it gets this container on the hanging basket gets a little bit more shade now that my garden is starting to grow. And I thought about these shade loving plants right here. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but these are some of the ones that I caught my eye. And then I haven't really decided what I'm going to do in this Galloway urn yet, but it's big enough and I love to play around with it. So I do have lots of soft pinks in this area from my David Austin rose, and this is what it's looking right now with my fall blooms. And then this is what it looked like in the past summer, and I super love the Super Bell's Great Punch. It was a really, really good plant for me, and it really looked good with all the pinks. And looking at this kale looks just absolutely gorgeous, along with these pansies and violas in the container right now. So what do you guys think? What would you do in this container? Like, it is endless, just with lots of possibilities. Like I said, this is the Galloway urn from Unique Stone, and it was worth every penny of my investment. And then I have 2 more containers that are hanging baskets over on this side, and this side gets a little bit more sun. I had lots of different types of pansies in there and verbena that were all purple last year. And then these are some of the images that have just caught my eye. And whenever you see something that you like, I just go ahead and snap a picture of it. And then I like to try to create something that I already absolutely love, if I can find those plants available in the summertime. But these are the orange pansies, and they're just really looking pretty. And I love this grass. This is a perennial grass, and it just has great movement here. And then I'm loving this sky, you guys. Like, look how gorgeous this is. This is evening time, and the sky was just so beautiful. So I had to absolutely share this image with you. So I'm dreaming about summertime. What about you guys? What are you planning on doing? Put your comments down below, and make sure you like, share, and subscribe my video. It helps me so much, and I think you guys are absolutely awesome. Like I said, summer is for dreaming.